It's Week 9 of the NFL. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' Rocket On quarterback. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Raiders and the Broncos, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They already have as many wins in the second half as they did in the first half, and we're just starting the second half at number 0.
And I know some of their fans are already starting to look forward to the draft, but I still think this team has a chance to win some games down the stretch.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
13 yards on the game's opening play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Play action. It's Wilson. Here's a diving catch right side. 14 yards that time for number 14.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. You look at this Raiders defense. Right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for, this is what you practice for, this is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the number 1 overall offense in the league.
That good for 19 of a 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far in this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. In motion goes Patrick. They'll fake the jet sweep, and now off play action, it's Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating 1st downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 1st downs and 3 points. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, Very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Holding offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still first down.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Hall. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Well, these two teams met in Vegas earlier in the season with the Raiders winning that ball game. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Now Hall. Man open, that's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. The Raiders at 7-1 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And taken down just shy of the 40. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 17 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 7. Quick throw caught out wide by Valdes-Scantling. They'll give him 4 yards there, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Throwing here is Hall. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He was brought down by Drew Sanders.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he does.
Touchdown, Raiders! A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Broncos 3.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Now they come into this one with an 0-8 record. The playoffs obviously out the window weeks ago. For now, their season boils down really to one question. How do we come up with that first win?
It's a great question, and I do think that they'll get it because they've been close a few times. In order to get it done, morale has to stay high, so a lot of that goes on the coaching staff. You know, easy to coach when you're 7-1. That's a piece of cake. But with their record right now, how do they manage to keep these guys going in the right direction? And they're going to need some help from some of those veterans in the locker room as well.
And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now it's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Pretty effective run there. Now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Elliott will cross the line. He's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football. As they've got it as we resume action. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver's offense ready to go again. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Wilson, he'll get this one to Patrick. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Short throw caught by Dulcich. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Max Crosby racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. He's certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 31-yard line. On the handoff, McLaughlin. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Max Crosby. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Cameron Dicker on for the field goal. A 57-yard.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for him, and with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Hall. Open man, this is Lewis. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
But what they're seeking with an RPO is space for the receiver to make a catch and then make a play downfield, but there wasn't any space available, thus the incompletion.
Now they run the option on 2nd down. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. But not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. But he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Hall to throw it. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Here's Hall. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
A 4th down pass interference call.
And everyone works hard on 3rd down. That's usually the money down. Get off the field. It intensifies when it's a fourth down. You think you've got it done. You think you've completed the play. Instead, you see a flag, pass interference, gives them a new set of downs.
And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Back to throw, Hall. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Third down and goal. This Denver defense trying to hold up for one more play. Hall. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. From a yard out. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Throwing is Wilson.
At the 32-yard line.
And that's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Wilson now to throw on third down. And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on second and long. Hall. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
That is caught. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, Hall. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Hall. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Operating from the gun. Hall eluding the pressure right. And now the rookie's free. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. It's their quarterback as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver Broncos back out there. Former Tar Heel Javonte Williams, we shine the spotlight on him. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start our tour out.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off the play fake. Hall gets it downfield to Mayer. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. 48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Hall. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a 1st down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
1st down, Las Vegas.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Hall now to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a 1st. He's going to try and do this himself. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Their mobile quarterback keeping it himself from 10 yards away. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the shotgun, Wilson. To the sideline and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Now a 2nd and 10. The give is to McLaughlin. Stiff-armed him. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Now Wilson. And he will find his man on the outside. So nothing doing there, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now Wilson. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He finds his man, complete. It's McLaughlin. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a 1st down as he stopped at the 48. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Lock up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And this one is right down Broadway. Well, not too long ago, Charles, that would have been a new NFL record. But instead, it's shy of setting the record, which is 66, but still from 65 away, one of the longest kicks in league history.
And that puts him in elite company in the NFL. Only a few have ever even attempted that, let alone put it through the post. How about his moment? It came together for him, and he delivered.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Hall looking to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Lewis. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a 1st down.
And a Raider 1st down.
A give up the middle to Gibson. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 11 yards for number 11. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, They'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it's second down.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He's pushed out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. That's the end of the third quarter.
Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Hall got his man complete over the middle. That's Lewis. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Back to throw. Hall to the goal line, but it's incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Touchdown! A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Raiders have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos about set to go on offense. To be frank, you really have to feel for them. This is appearing to not be their week yet again. So another loss in the cards as they trail big in quarter number 4. And the Raiders have got him. Max Crosby able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Wilson to throw.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 19. Here's Wilson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
Denver Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On 1st down, Wilson. Got his man, it's Dulcich. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Wilson. Under pressure, they got him again. Max Crosby. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. A carry from McLaughlin. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Zeke going to get it on the option. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 61 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing here is Hall. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Gets it out wide quickly. Burks with it. No gain on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Throwing on 2nd and long. Hall. It's hauled in by Shepard. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
It's a gain of 15.
Here's 3rd down and 4. Inside give to Elliott. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. That one looks like he'll throw here. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need...
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Carlson on for the PAT. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
It's now 3rd down.
One last shot for Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got him in. Complete. Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Raiders, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Broncos,